Okay na ba? O rinig pa din? Start na tayo. Okay. Good afternoon, guys. Before I start, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Nicole Rimbilio, but you can call me Yane na lang. And yung ituturo ko sa inyo for today ay fossils and geologic timescale. So, start tayo sa fossils. So, ang contents ay introduction to fossils, categories of fossils, types of fossils, and index and living fossils. So, bago tayo magsimula, um, tatanungin ko kayo kung sa tingin nyo, bakit importante at kailangang pag-aralan ang fossils? May gusto bang magsagot? Pwede naman i-type nyo na lang. Okay, may nag-raise ng hand. Ralph John. Okay. Yes, pwede po mag-on mic. Shit, wait lang. Ang dami nag-raise na hand, hindi ko makita yung screen. Type nyo na lang, guys. Ang sabi, para malaman gaano katagal ang Earth. Yes, tama. Para po malaman natin yung mga history ng life sa Earth. It provides valuable insights. Yes. Thank you. So, tama naman po lahat ng sagot. So, why should we study fossils nga ba? So, learning about fossils is important because fossils show us how living things have changed over a long time. They help us see what the world used to be with different plants and animals. They remind us of the many different creatures that have lived on Earth and why it's important to protect them. Fossils help scientists learn more about animals, plants, and how Earth has changed, improving our knowledge about the world around us. And fossils tells us how Earth's climate and geography have changed. Lastly, by studying fossils, we can guess what might happen in the future.
Oh my gulay, yeah. Sa may
What? Ano yun? Ano yun? Okay. So yan. Ano nga ba ang fossil?
mukha.
Wait. Okay, ano nga ba ang fossil? Fossils are the preserved remains or traces of remains of ancient organisms. But take note that fossils are not the remains of the organism itself. They are rocks. Ibig sabihin po, ang fossils hindi siya yung mismong katawan ng organism. Instead, siya po ay rocks. Okay? And also, the scientists who studies fossils are called paleontologists. Next. The word fossil comes from the Latin word fossus or fossas. Ewan ko kung ano pronunciation. Meaning having been dug up because fossils are often found in rock formations deep in the earth. So, a fossil can preserve an entire organism or just part of one. Sabihin, pwedeng yung buong entire organism ang ma-preserve or pwedeng yung bones lang niya, yung shell, yung leaves. And next, fossils can be very large or very small, which is, ang tawag sa kanila ay microfossils and macrofossils. So, ano nga ba si microfossils and macrofossils? Si microfossils, sila ay yung microscopic fossils. Sila yung hindi nakikita ng mata na kailangan gamitan ng microscope para makita. So, sabihin, di siya nakikita ng mata, ibig sabihin, maliit siya. So, they are small organic remains. So, napo-form ang microfossils through mineralization in sedimentary rock. And additional info lang, yung tawag sa study ng microfossils ay micropaleontology. So on the other hand, macrofossils naman, syempre hindi na kailangan ng microscope para makita. Kung si microfossils ay kailangan gamitan ng microscope para makita, si macrofossils hindi na kasi nga malaki na siya. So ang example nito ay itong mga trees, dinosaur bones, at yung mga large shell. And si macrofossils, vulnerable siya sa destruction compared kay microfossils. So going back, preserved remains become fossils if they reach an age of about 10,000 years. So bakit 10,000 years? Bakit ang tagal? Diba? So kasi, ang fossilization ay nagre-require ng specific conditions para mangyari o mabuo ang isang fossil. So, una ay yung decomposition. So, karamihan kasi ng organisms, mabilis silang ma-decompose. No, due to microorganisms or yung environmental factors na nagbe-break down ng soft tissues ng mismong organism. Next ay ang isang organism kasi kailangan ma-preserve bago pa ito completely na ma-decompose. Next is yung sediment such as sand, mud, lava covers the remains. So para ma-preserve yung organism, kailangan siyang matakpan or matabunan ng sediment. And then yung sa sediment na yon, yung minerals, may minerals na magagaling sa sediment na yon. Yun yung papasok sa mismong organism or sa organic material. Tapos over time, unti-unti niya yung i-replace at magiging fossil na siya. So next na condition ay ang fossils kasi kadalasan siyang nanggagaling sa organism na may hard body parts like bones, shells, at ngipin. No? Meaning to say, yung mga organism na walang hard body parts ay rare lang or hindi na-fossilize. Okay? And then, itong 10,000 years ay general guideline siya. No? Kasi it really takes time for the minerals to fully replace the organic materials. Kasi nga, di ba, so sobrang dami ng conditions, no? Para ang isang organism ay ma-fossilize. Okay, next. So, paano nga ba nabubuo ang fossil? Okay? So, fossilization is the process of remains becoming fossils. Fossilization is rare. More organisms decompose quickly after they die. Tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, di ba? Hindi lahat ng organism ay nagpe-preserve dahil kadalasan nade-decompose siya agad. So for an organism to be fossilized, the remains usually need to be covered by sediment soon after death. So over time, minerals in the sediment seep into the remains and the remains become fossilized. So yon. So for me, nagigets ba? Okay. Um, disclaimer lang pala. Kapag may nasabi akong maling information, pwede nyo ko i-correct. Okay, so next, the paleontologists divide fossils into two main groups, which is the body fossils and the trace fossils. So ano nga ba si body fossils at si trace fossils? Body fossils. Body fossils are the remains of the body parts of ancient animals, plants, and other life forms. They tell us something about the appearance of ancient life forms. The fossils of bones, teeth, and shells are called body fossils. Most dinosaur fossils are collections of body fossils. Next, I see trace fossils. Trace fossils, or sometimes also called ichnofossils, provide evidence about the movements and or activities of ancient organisms, but not necessarily about their appearance. Yan. So, in conclusion, si body fossil, siya yung mismong body part ng organism na na-preserve, and si trace fossil naman, siya yung, ayun nga, the word itself, trace. Siya yung traces ng organism, hindi yung mismong part. Like, ito, footprints. And pwede rin yung bodily waste. Next is, so merong 5 types of fossils, which are preserved remains, permineralization, molds and casts, replacement, and compression. So, isa-isahin natin sila. Preserved remains. Preserved remains are the actual part of a plant or animal that have been saved over time. They can be bones, shells, teeth, or even entire bodies that have not decayed or been destroyed. So, ibig sabihin, siya yung actual part ng organism na na-preserve. Next is si permineralization. So permineralization happens when minerals seep into the tiny spaces of an organism's remains, turning them into rock-like structures. So ito yung kanina, yung kapag yung minerals galing sa sediment ay pumapasok doon sa organism, doon sa organism, and over time, nire-replace na ito and na-fossilize. Next, molds and casts. A mold is hollow space left behind when an organism decays. A cast is created when this hollow space is filled with minerals, forming a replica of the original organism. So, para mas maintindihan natin to, si mold, kunwari, isipin natin na yung shell, may shell ka at may clay. Si shell, pinatong mo dun sa clay or inano mo siya, parang binakat mo siya. So, pag tinanggal mo siya, di ba magkakaroon ng bakat? So, yung mismong bakat na yun, siya si mold. And then, si cast naman, kapag yung mold na yon, kapag yung bakat na yon, pagpapasok sila minerals at nagpo-form siya ng replica nitong organism. Gets ba? Si mold, siya yung space. Wait, question po, Miss ano? Or ano-ano po ulit examples ng sediments? sediments na ginagamit sa fossilization. Lava, sand, mud, yun po yung mga kadalasang sediment. If lava is considered as an example of sediment po, paano niya nakakonvert yung remains into a fossil? Doesn't that burn the remains? Well, hindi rin ako sure dyan. Kasi, uh, wala, hindi talaga ako sure. Pagdating sa lava, kasi, well, tama nga naman. Pero kasi itong information, itong nilagay ko dito, yung lava, yung sand and mud, ni-research ko lang din siya. Pero, parang hindi na ako naghanap ng reason kung paano or bakit. Paano niya parang, paano siya mismo nabubuo. Okay, thank you. Pero mamaya, pwede ko yan i-research. Tapos, send ko sa'yo. Siguro po, after na sila. Maybe. Hindi natin alam. Sige, later. Iaano natin yan pagtapos nito. Pag may time pa. Pwede na ba tayo mag-proceed? Gets ditong sa molds and cast? Okay na tayo dito. So, next. Replacement. Replacement occurs when the original hard parts of an organism, like bones or shells, are completely replaced by minerals. The minerals maintain the shape of the original organism. So, dito naman, parang si minerals, siya yung nagme-maintain ng shape nitong organism. Di ba pinapalitan niya yung original parts? And then, minemaintain niya rin yun. Pwede dito sa compression. Compression fossils are formed when an organism is flattened by pressure, like in sedimentary rocks. The organism's outline is preserved, but it is flattened like a picture. So, dito sa compression, nape-preserve yung organism, pero yung outline lang niya. Parang yung mismong original na itsura ng organism, hindi na siya ganun kasi nga, na-compress na siya, naipit na siya. Gets ba? Gets? Okay. Yan. So, index fossil and living fossil. So, ano nga ba to? Index fossil, they are time markers in rocks. They help determine the age of rock layers. They existed for a short period in Earth's history. They are unique, widespread, and reliable indicators of specific time periods. Living fossil, creatures that have remained almost the same for a very long time, like living time capsules, giving insight into ancient times. Change very little over the course of evolution. Help understand species adaptation and evolution over millions of years. So, in conclusion, si index fossils, siya yung tumutulong sa mga scientists para i-identify yung age ng isang rock or isang rock layer at kinakorelate din niya to sa ibang rock layers. So, si living fossils naman, sila yung organisms na hindi nagbago or parang merong resemblance sa mga si living fossils, sila yung mga fossils ngayon na merong resemblance sa mga dating organisms. Kasi yung parang ganun siya, parang meron siyang resemblance sa dating organisms. Gets ba? Hindi naman magulo or magulo. Sorry, medyo di kasi ako prepared dito. Pero naintindihan naman kahit paano. May question pa about dito kay fossils. Kasi alam ko parang last, ano nata to? Last page. Okay, if wala nang questions, pwede na tayo mag-proceed sa geological timescale. So, siguro naman may idea na tayo about dito, no? Pero siguro meron pa rin yung mga nakalimot na nito, tulad nga ako eh. Kung hindi ko to ituro, hindi ko pa to maaaral talaga, as in nakalimutan ko na siya eh. Kasi parang kailan lang, kailan pa nung pinag-aralan to. So, yan. Ay, shit, wait. Ba't ayaw? Yan. So, geological timescale. The geological timescale is a record of the life forms and geological events in Earth's history. Scientists developed the timescale by studying rock layers and fossils worldwide. Radioactive dating helped determine the absolute divisions in the timescale. So, the geological timescale, ito yung divisions niya. So, ang largest sections, sila ay tinatawag na eons. And then si eons are divided into eras. And eras are divided into periods. And periods are divided into epochs. So, dito muna tayo sa eons. Meron tayong apat na eons here. So, Hadean Eon, Archean Eon, Proterozoic Eon, and Phanerozoic Eon. Guys, alam nyo ba, sinerch ko talaga to isa-isa kanina kung paano ba i-pronounce to. Dahil lang ayaw kong mapahiya. Okay, so start tayo. Hadean Eon. Earliest eon name of the Hades. Marked by intense volcanic activity and bombardment by asteroids and comets. So si Hadean Eon, 4.6 billion years ago na siya. And dito rin, pininiwalaan na dito parang lumabas ang mga first oceans natin. Next, Archean Eon, named from the Greek word archaeos, meaning ancient, characterized by the cooling of the earth and the emergence of life. So si Archean Eon naman, siya ay 3.8 billion years ago na. So dito na yung formation of continents and land masses. Dito na rin yung presence of single-celled prokaryotic organisms. At dito na rin lumabas yung development of photosynthetic organisms that produce oxygen. Next, Proterozoic Eon, named from the Greek earlier life, marked by further development of life forms and significant geological events. Wait. Hello po. Naka-on mic po kayo. Hindi ko mabanggit yung pangalan niyo. Giselle. Ayan, okay na pala. Thank you. Ayan, so, saan ba tayo? Dito na ba sa Proterozoic? Proterozoic Eon, named from the Greek earlier life, marked by further development of life forms and significant geologic events. So, si Proterozoic Eon ay 2.5 billion years ago. So, dito na yung appearance of eukaryotic life forms. Dito na rin nag-increase yung atmospheric oxygen levels dahil nga sa photosynthesis. Dahil noong Archean Eon ay lumabas na ang mga photosynthetic organisms na nagpo-produce ng oxygen. Next is Phanerozoic eon. Refers to the eon of visible life marked by the presence of complex multicellular organisms, including animals and plants. So, dito na lumabas yung dinosaurs and reptiles. And nag-evolve na rin ang mga mammals. Okay, gets ba yung apat? Hadean Eon, Archean Eon, Proterozoic, and Phanerozoic. Gets naman. Walang tanong? Okay, proceed tayo. Dito naman tayo sa eras. First is Precambrian. Precambrian era. So, siya ay 4.6 billion to 542 million years ago. The longest geological era, predating the emergence of complex life forms, it includes the formation of the Earth and the development of early single-celled organisms. So, itong si Precambrian era, dito siya kay Hadean, Archean, and Proterozoic eon. Next, Paleozoic era. 542 million to 251 million years ago. Known for the Cambrian explosion, a rapid diversification of life, this era saw the rise of various life forms in the ocean, the colonization of land by plants and invertebrates, and the emergence of vertebrates. So dito sa Paleozoic, dito na nag-emerge ang fish at nag-evolve sila. Dito na rin yung development of forests and swamps. Next ay Mesozoic era. 251 million to 65 million years ago, referred to as the age of dinosaurs, characterized by the dominance of dinosaurs on land. It ended with a mass extinction event, including the extinction of most dinosaurs. So yun na nga, dito na nag-emerge ang dinosaurs. Dito na sila, dito na yung peak ng kanilang dominance. At lumabas na rin dito sa Mesozoic era ang mga first birds at ang mga flowering plants, mga mabubulaklak na halaman. So last is Cenozoic era, 65 million years ago to the present, meaning hanggang ngayon, kaya nga present. So known as the age of mammals, this era began after the mass extinction event that marked the end of the Mesozoic era. It includes the diversification and dominance of mammals, as well as the evolution of modern humans. So yun na nga, diversification of mammals. At dito na rin nag-appear yung first hominids or yung orangutans, gorillas, chimpanzees, and humans. At dito na nag-appear ang modern humans at nag-spread globally. Yun nyo guys, ito lang siya. Tapos na. Parang wala pa atang isang oras, no? May natutunan ba kayo? Wait. Okay lang ba if may dadagdag ako sa lesson? Okay, go. Pwede ka mag-on ng mic. Para sa tao ba yun?
Guys, idadagdag ko lang po. So, basically, di ba may 4 divisions tayo, which is the Aeon, Era, Epoch, and Periods. So, ang tawag dun sa divisions na yon is the geochronologic units, which means geo is rock and chronology is time. Then, dun sa era, sa Paleozoic, nahahati siya sa six na stages, which is first is of course the Cambrian. Doon nagsimula yung arthropods and the brachiopods. Yun yung age of invertebrates. Tapos doon po sa Ordovician, yung second ng era. Doon naman yung first animals with bones na nag-appear. Pero ang first fish nun is the sure po.
Okay na po. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for adding information. May lang, may naka-raise hands. Cyril. May dadagdag ka po. Okay lang guys if may dadagdag kayo. Para rin malaman nating lahat. Para wala tayong malagpas ng information. May nag-raise hand ba or napindot lang? Ay, napindot lang. Ito si Gabriel.
Pwede mo po i-send yung link po ng PPT po para po pwede po mabalikan kapag tapos na po itong meeting.
Ay, wait. Sige. Sasend ko. Don't worry. Wait lang, may nagsasalita kanina. Ay, wala pala. Wala na pong magdadagdag.
Sorry. Akala ko po kasi may sasabihin si Cyril.
Pero hindi ko pa tapos.
Yes po.
Okay. Sige, tuloy mo.
Doon susunod ng Ordovician is the Silurian. Doon naman nag-form yung amphibians, and since water animals yung sa Ordovician, na-force sila na mag-live sa land, kaya naging amphibian sila, and dito nagsimula yung first land plants and land animals na mag-appear. Ang susunod nun is the Devonian period, which is fish na yung dominant animal. Dito, amphibians, evergreens, and first nag-appear. Then the Carboniferous period is reptiles nag-develop. From amphibians, nag-evolve sila na maging reptiles. Flying insects appear, and yung first seed plants nag-appear. And mas lalo yung sea life nag-flourish. If I'm not mistaken, ang fossil dito is the coral brachiopods, blastoids, and blastoids. Then yes, dun sa Mesozoic life, tama naman si ate na dito nag-appear yung dinosaur, mammals, and bird. However, sa Triassic Age, doon nagsimula yung rodents. Rodents are the first mammal na pumasok, first mammal na nag-appear dito sa Earth. Then, other than that, may tinatawag din tayong crinoids and modern ectinoids. Then, Jurassic Age is, alam na natin tong Jurassic Age, golden age of dinosaurs, and dito na nag-appear yung birds and avian animals. Then, sa Cretaceous, dito na nag-appear yung T-Rex. So, sa Jurassic Park, hindi pa doon nag-a-appear yung T-Rex. Dito pa lang siya nag-appear, and yung snakes kasama ng T-Rex, kasama na din ng primates. And then, Cenozoic era is, yes, the age of mammals. Yun lang po. By the way, yung sa Aeon, Hadean, Archean, Proterozoic, and Phanerozoic is called Precambrian Super Eon, which is, yun po. Then, clarification lang din po, sa Hadean, wala pa pong oceans kasi, mainit po kasi sa Hadean. Basically, wala pa pong light and earth. Mostly, fire lang po yung nandun. Nagsimula lang po ang ocean sa Archean period. Yun lang po. Yun. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anong pangalan? Hindi ko Dian o Vion? Or ano? How do you pronounce your name? Vion. Gusto kong ano man yan. Thank you. Okay, kanina may nagtaas din ng nag-raise ng hands eh. Meron pa guys. Okay. So meron ka. Sige, sige. Nandun ka ba sa GC sa Messenger? Okay, sige. Pwede mo naman isend. Sino pa yung nagtataas ng kamay kanina? Meron pa po bang magdadagdag ng informations? Okay lang, kayo matakot. Preparas na naman tayo estudyante dito. I'm sorry if meron akong na-miss na mga informations. Kasi totoo lang, kapon ko lang ito ginawa. And krinom ko. Busy rin kasi talaga ako eh. So yun, but at least ginawa ko naman yung best ko. Tsaka thankful ako na may nagdadagdag ng informations para malaman ng iba. Thank you. Wala na pong magdadagdag or magtatanong, reklamo, palabas ng sama ng loob, magagalit. Okay, if wala na po, I'll end this na. Thank you so much sa pakikinig and see you sa next na topic ko. Nakalimutan ko lang kung kailan. Yan. Thank you guys. Sana may natutunan kayo kahit papano, no? And thank you kay Kuya na Vion Bayon. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone. Since maaga tayong natapos